Hello everyone, welcome back. So far, you have learned to talk to Linux with a terminal, but today we are teaching Linux how to talk to the world. Yep, it is the time for networking in Linux because in cybersecurity, if you don't understand networks, well, you are basically hacking your own Wi Fi and crying when Netflix buffers. So, what we are going to cover in this video. So we are going to check network configuration, tracing and DNS tools, monitoring some network connections, remote access, and some practical cybersecurity use cases. So let's check the network configuration. First thing first, let's see who we are on the network, like checking your name tag at the conference, except cooler. So hands-on commands. So what we are going to cover? We are going to cover uh, in the checking network configuration. We are going to use the ifconfig. Then we have IPA, IP root, and also we have ping. So these are the things we are going to practice in the checking network configuration part. Let's jump on the hands-on and run ifconfig. So ifconfig is going to show all the configuration related to my network, and it is old school way but it's still around. So you can see I have adapters here. This is local and this is my original adapter. Flag, broadcasting running multicast, then IP address, net mask, and the packets. And in the local, it is showing my loopback IP and net mask. So local loopback, and here we have some packet details. So there is another command called IPA. So this is modern way and preferred for today. So you can see here I have loopback, and then we have port details, some other details here, the broadcasting detail, IP address, and also the subnet detail. And then I have the another adapter which shows link, broadcasting, IP address, and the scope global dynamic details. So this is the modern one that we can use. Then we have IP route show. So this is going to show the routing table. So you can see it is going default via this, and then proto DSCP, and also this IP address. So this is going to show the root of my system. Then let's ping and see 4 and google.com. So this is going to ping the google.com domain and test the connectivity. So the C4 is going to capture the Google 4 times. So don't just spam ping without C. Otherwise, it's like that one guy who don't stop talking in the group chat. So you always use the C switch. All right, then we have tracing and DNS tool. So tracing and DNS tool, we have like Traceroute, and also nslookup, and also we have dig. So these commands we are going to use in the hands-on. So, so your internet is slow. Is it you, your ISP, or aliens intercepting your packets? So that's where tracing comes in, and let's see how we are going to test these three commands in the hands-on. So the first command is traceroute, trace google.com. So this is going to follow the path packet take. So if I don't have any network issues, it is going to show the correct path. So currently I have some temporary failure in the name resolution, but if you run this command, this is going to provide you the path that google.com take. Then we have nslookup example.com. So you can use any domain. So I'm using here example.com, and you can see the server is my loopback and non-authoritative answer because I have network connectivity lost. So that's the reason, but this is how it works. No server could be reached. Yeah, because I'm on the loopback IP. Then let's use the dig example.com. So dig is going to provide the detailed DNS lookup. Yeah, the same problem. So I lost my internet connectivity, but you can practice with the dig.example.com, and this is going to provide the domain detail. So here you can see monitoring network connections. So now let's play detective. Who is talking to your system and on what port? So this is where Cybersecurity Pro live. So today we are going to talk about the monitoring network connections. So here I am going to use the netstat command, netstat, and ss command, and also the tcpdump. So that is a detailed video I have created for tcpdump, but since this is part of part 3, so I'm going to cover it once again. So let's go to practice. The first command is netstat, and talent. So you can see old school listening ports. So what ports are listening on my computer, you can see it. So TCP, UDP, and since I lost my connectivity, so all are loopback IP and also the port detail. Then we have SS. So SS is going to provide the same detail, but this is new school way. So use this instead of netstat. So SS tunneling going to provide the net ID, state, receive queue, send queue, local address, peer address. So this is more structured and look nice, right? So you can use this always. Then we have SSANT, which is going to show the active TCP connections. So here we have some TCP active connections, and some are established and some are listening, and the local address. And then we have peer address with the port detail. So these are the port listening or established. Then the next we have TCP dump. Okay, so currently we do not have ETH0. So let's see what we have. So since I haven't selected any network adapter, I just ran the TCP dump, and it is going to check all the adapters. And this is the live capturing of the packet. So TCP dump is like Wireshark on asteroids. If you run it without filters, your screen will explode with data. And don't say I did not warn you. So Control C, I'm just quitting it, and then I'm going to provide some filter. So TCP dump I, and then where my adapters. Going to capture the adapter here, copy, and then adapter detail, then port number 80. So now it is listening on the port number 80, more structured, and only HTTP traffic is going to be captured. Don't see. And then again, I'm going to capture, unable to capture. So let's remove that upper and now directly capture port 80. Then we have another example, TCP dump. And we're not going to give the, then if you have the host detail, you can directly get the host detail 192.168.1.50. So this is capture, this is going to capture only this host. And if you run regarding this host, going to capture that. Here we go. So here you can see, guys. Then we have remote access with SSH and SCP. So you're not a real hacker until you type SSH user and target and whisper I am in, like in the movies. So let's see how we can run the SSH command. So this is the structure. You are going to put the SSH, then user detail, then your host detail. So currently I do not have any port open for this, so it is going to fail. But this is how you can log in on your remote machine. Then we have SCP command, so you can use SCP file.txt user at the rate 192.168.1.10, and then we can give the path home user. So what exactly we are doing here, so we are going to copy this file text on this remote machine under this path. So this command can be used to copy file remotely. And always use SSH keys, not passwords. So passwords are like flip phones, outdated and risky. So that's all for this demo. Practical cybersecurity use cases. So let's connect the dot. As a cybersecurity professional, you might uh, check the interface after an attack, like using the IPA. So you can use the IPA command. Then capture suspicious packet using the TCPdump, and then identify open port using SSS hyphen tunlip, and then you can jump into the compromised system for forensic using SSH. So these commands you can use practically wherever you want. So let's jump on the one-liner demo. We can use the TCP dump, then port number 80. So this is going to sniff the HTTP traffic. So currently I do not have anything, so it's not going to capture. So I'm canceling it. Then we have SSH lnp, then grep. So this is going to grab the SSH commands, but currently I do not have anything, so I will not be able to get it. And this is going to check if any SSH service is alive. So currently I do not have any SSH service alive. Then we have ping hyphen c, then 5, then 8 dot 8 dot 8. So this is going to test Google's DNS, and you can see we are receiving some packets from the Google server, and all the packets transmitted. So since we have given the C5, so it is going to capture 5 times only. If I give it 10, then it is going to capture 10 times. So with these, you are basically turning Linux into your personal network scanner slash detective. So Sherlock Holmes, but with packets. So boom, today we have learned how to check the network configuration, then trace route and resolve domains, then monitor connections and sniff traffic, and also be used SSH and SCP for remote access. So you can apply it all in your regular cybersecurity scenarios. And remember, the internet is just computers talking to each other. So once you understand the conversation, you can spot when someone is lying. And that, my friend, is cybersecurity power. So that's all for part 3. In part 4, we will tackle user and process management, and also we are going to learn the control accounts, spy on process, and even schedule tasks like a cyber ninja. So stay tuned. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.